Hello and welcome to Demon Interviews, episode 133. Jesus. I am your host, Springy, and joining us today is a very special guest.
C23 or Chloe?
Woo! Well, first question, very hard-hitting question is going to be, how are you doing this fine day?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. Well, have you ever been interviewed like this before?
No, can't say I have.
Well, we're happy to introduce you to the world of interviewing. Jazz hands, infographic that I don't do. So the next thing is going to be a very serious, very hard-hitting question, very deep, thought-provoking question. Would you rather eat Cheetos or go on a hike?
Go on a hike.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, next up, as people can probably assume because of our back catalog of the past about 200 episodes, you are a cosplayer.
Yes, I am.
Do you have any other new cosplays planned to do that you ever tell us about without me giving you a small fee of $5?
Well, when you put it like that, I have a few cosplays in the works, just waiting to see how it all shakes out. Working on one that's a crossover between a Mandalorian armor and NCR Ranger armor from Fallout New Vegas. That one
Ooh,
I'm really excited about.
that is awesome. Well, now I have to do the stereotypical YouTube thing of the don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have any questions for our lovely guest here, leave them in the comments section below. And don't forget to follow our lovely guests on all the social media platforms, which there will be a way to get to all of them in the description below. I'm proud of myself. I've started doing that all in one breath. I'm proud of myself. Okay, so next question is going to be, what was the hardest thing about getting into one of your cosplays?
That's the hardest thing about getting into cosplay,
Mm-hmm.
like in general, or just
Oh,
like
like you
physically getting
getting
into
into the
cos.
costumes of one of your cosplays. I mean,
Oh, I mean, I guess the hardest thing is probably just a lot of them require a lot of pieces, a lot of heavy things, a lot of armor, and that's a lot, and that can be really hot, especially on a summer day or something like that. From doing a photo shoot or anything like that, it's awful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I bet because like as of this recording, I only have one armored costume. Period. Armored. I'm using armored loosely because I don't have my Jean one yet. I
Yeah.
is my Springtrap one where I made like a full foam suit, and that thing's not comfortable.
Oh, I bet that sounds very uncomfortable.
Yeah. But let's carry on to technically a three-part question, technically just cramming three of them together because they're somewhat related.
Mhm.
Um, this one is coming from a past guest, Mr. Zoom underscore 2028.
Mhm.
Very long, very complicated question. Bacon question mark.
Not really.
Hmm,
No. Not for any reasons. Really, just don't really care for it much.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, the next question coming from the same past guest is an even longer question, more complex.
Okay.
Peanut butter question mark.
Absolutely. All the time.
Oh, awesome. Well, the next one is one we just came up on the show one day, which was peanut butter and bacon? Question mark.
That seems like a very odd combination. I'm sure someone out there probably likes it, but I have no idea.
I actually tried it once and recorded myself doing it, and it's not bad. It mainly tastes like peanut butter if you put enough on it.
I can see that, yeah. Well, then again, that's pretty sure anything you put in peanut butter will taste peanut butter enough if you put enough on it.
I mean, true. Just
Yeah.
slather anything in peanut butter; it tastes like peanut butter. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
just dip a cucumber into peanut butter. Just get enough on there; it just tastes like peanut butter. Uh,
Absolutely.
well, next up is technically another series of questions. Have you ever gone to any conventions before?
Yes, but it has been a bit, and especially since the quarantine happened, and that threw all my cost plans and
Yeah.
convention plans out the window. But I think that did everyone.
Yeah, most definitely.
I've never been to
Um,
any of the big conventions though. I've been to like some of the local ones around my area, but
yeah. So that's completely understandable. I've never gone to, San Diego Comic Con or like
oh,
RTX or something either. I've only gone to like Wizard World, like in my
exactly.
general area.
Yeah, I want to go to RTX. That is like one of
Yeah.
my goals is to go to RTX one of these years.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Maybe
Oh
like
yeah.
in one of their shows, outfits. That would
Oh,
be,
oh, you'd have to. I mean, yeah,
if you
obviously.
have it, you have to bring it. I mean,
Absolutely.
um, so the next question, which kind of goes into what we were speaking about, which was how many cons have you gone to before, or if it's easier, how many different cons have you gone to before?
Well, much similar to you, I've been to my local the Wizard World
Mhm.
cons a few years back, but I've only really been to like maybe two or three, maybe.
Same.
Yeah, not that very many. I'm still relatively new to cosplay, but I've been doing it on my own for a little bit
Mhm.
outside of cons.
Yeah, I same a lot. Like I've only gone twice, and like I never went in cosplay before.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
excited to do that.
I
Uh,
went in cosplay for my very first convention, and that was
ooh,
an amazing experience.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Um, just going off of that a little bit is well, what's your favorite convention memory that you have? So,
Okay. Well, it's from the very first con. And again, I had tons of people coming up, and me and my girlfriend at the time, we were cosplaying as Archer and Pam from the show Archer,
hmm,
and there were people coming up all the time, trying to get pictures of us. We had one person scream from across the room her character's name and come running through the aisles to get a picture with her. It was funny.
wow,
She was
that
so excited.
that's awesome.
Oh yeah. It was a good time. And it really made me like see the enjoyment that you can get as a cosplayer in a convention. And I'm just like, I want more of this. This is great.
Well, the next one is going to be because of current events.
Hmm.
There isn't a lot of cons going on or a lot of safe cons right now. But is there any that you're hoping to attend to in the safe near future?
Yes, it's one I've rolled over the tickets for twice now until 2022. But there's a local anime convention here that me and another cosplay group I'm going with are planning to go to. We're actually going to be doing a panel and everything.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
it's actually a Ruby cosplay group too.
ooh.
Yeah.
Well, this episode will actually come out before 2022, which I'm
Oh,
happy about.
I would
Most of the
hope
time it does.
so.
Well, most of the time, when we're like, "Oh, do you have any plans?" It's like the plans will be over and done with by the time the episode comes out. But this time it won't be. Uh,
No.
so hopefully, if you're in the area and going there, you can find our lovely guest there if it's still going on, because we don't know because it's early 2021.
True, and it's still a year from now, so
True.
yeah.
Well, next up is going to be coming from a past guest once again, a
Hmm.
Shannon Carruthers. Um, you're going to be the star of a movie. That's not debatable. Um, you're going. Who would you want your co-star to be? It could be an actor or it could be a friend. Um, and what genre of movie would it be?
I'd love to be in a sci-fi. That'd be so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
As far as a co-star, that one's a bit tougher. Hmm. Honestly, I think it'd probably be fun to do one with like Bernie Burns from Rooster Teeth there. I think that'd be just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. Mainly like with like the two movie like live act. Only two? Were there more? I don't know. I should
I
probably
know they
finish
had the
that.
Laser Team movie,
Yeah,
and I don't remember if they made any other live
I
action
know they made
stuff.
two Laser Team movies. I don't know if they
They
made any other.
did. I don't think not. They know they've made other live action projects, but
Yeah,
I don't think they've made any full length movies other than those two.
yeah. They've definitely done like other live action projects, like musicals and stuff that they did.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
one. Okay. That's a whole different topic. That's a demon media topic right there.
Okay.
But carrying on, the next question is going to be who is your biggest cosplay inspiration or inspirations if you have multiple?
Ooh. Cosplay inspirations. Uh, Procrastination cosplays, and I apologize for pronouncing this like Bubbly Waffo there. I watched their cosplays and I'm just so impressed by those. And I'm just like, I hope to get to that level at some point and someday.
Yeah. Well, that my brain. I'm sorry. It's later than my brain is used to doing interviews, so my brain is like, ugh.
I get it. I
But
get it.
but it is really really and whenever I say awesome or amazing, I mean it. I'm not just going into Domoro Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Those are just the only two exclamation words I know. It seems. Um, but the next question is going to be would you keep a pet zombie or would you kill it?
Hmm. I guess it would depend on the type of zombie.
Mm,
Also, who it was, or you know.
yeah, most definitely. Um, the next one up is going to be what is one thing you want people to know about the characters you cosplay as?
Hmm. That's a bit of a difficult question. I don't really think that I can't really think of anything that I want them to think anything of.
Hmm.
That's a bit hard of a question.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now getting into serious, hard
all
hitting
right.
questions.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah. Well, would you like to just carry on?
No, we can go on if you want. I honestly, I'm sorry, I just don't have an answer for that. I just don't know.
That
Never
is
really had a thought. Never thought about that. Hmm.
no worries at all. We have a few more coming up.
All right.
So, who from any sources of media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
Tumblr, I don't know, would you like to do a collaboration with in real life?
Ooh. Oh, that is, ooh, there's so many I could probably choose from. Honestly, if I could choose anyone, it would be an amazing experience to be with Caden Jensen.
Mm.
Yeah, she's inspired me to do a lot, and I've cosplayed her character in from Ruby, and it uh, I can't really even put it into words how much it means to me.
That is awesome. And hey, and you can get some like amazing, like original type of audios from that too.
Yeah,
That type
yeah.
of experience, just being like, just talking to yourself, that'd be nuts.
That would be a little meta, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Ruby from the action Ruby and Chibi Ruby talking to each other, which they did do.
They did, yeah, yeah. Ruby Chibi, the very last episode of season 3.
Well done. Um, so the cats are trying to open my door.
Ah,
Um, the let's say the last question on my list, but don't worry, there's more.
sure,
Um,
sure.
does the content you create that you like making the most get the most attention, or is it the ones that surprise you?
Honestly, it's the ones that surprise me. I mean, just going off of TikTok, as it's really been the first thing I've really started making content on in terms of cosplays. I've made like a few videos. Most of them get me like 100 views or something. One I remember getting like 600 views, which blew my mind.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, why that of all things? I just found a random audio.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's crazy sometimes which ones go crazy and which ones don't. It's weird.
Oh, it's an absolute gamble.
Yeah. So before we get on to the rest of the questions, we will show some of the videos that you sent in
Okay.
to our lovely guest. Not well, you are the lovely guest. I mean, to our lovely audience. I'm tired.
It's all right.
So what, what are you trying to preview that cannot be previewed thing? That's confusing. Anywho, let's do so. Okay, so if you can't hear the audio for the videos, that means they can't either. So just holler at me if you can't hear it.
Family in Atlas?
No. Mantle needed me. And to the Marigolds, that meant I wasn't their son anymore. And I made sure that everyone knew that I wasn't their daughter. So forgive him.
What the hell did you do? In my defense, you left me unsupervised. You're a grown-ass adult! And you left me unsupervised!
I mean, that's just me in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're a cosplayer whose content is mostly cosplay because you feel most confident when you're dressed as anyone but yourself because you have no confidence in the way you naturally look, therefore don't feel comfortable posting out of cosplay content, often making the gaps between your posts huge because it takes a lot of motivation to get into cosplay, and motivation is an endangered species in your life, clap your hands.
That one's just, I'm sorry, this is just too accurate. Especially in my own life. I have no time to do with cosplays and all, and it's, when I do, it just takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, yeah.
I found that, and I'm just like, there's no other perfect audio for this.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, like 98% of my TikTok content is me in a mask. So I mean,
Yeah.
according to some circles, you're braver than I am. So, uh,
I will say I really enjoyed making the first one. The quote from May from Volume 8, Episode 7, I believe. When that came out, I as someone who's personally been through that myself, I really felt connected to that. And it's part why I connected so much with her character and why I chose to cosplay her in the first place.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, now let's begin to the final 4 questions for the lovely show today.
All right.
First of all, the first one is: do you have any questions for me as an individual or about the show in general?
No, I've seen the content you've posted and everything, and it seems all straightforward by the name.
Yeah, true. Other than the demon part, I mean, I'm not really that demonic.
I would hope
know.
so. I would hope so.
Just pop in some contacts real quick. No,
Either that or you're interviewing demons, which says something about me, maybe.
Take it how you wish. I mean, we try to make it seem like it's one or the other, and then it just gets misconstrued either way. So it's like, hey, it's fine. But now on to the final 3. I won't say it every single time, I promise.
All right.
I'm trying to see which one out of the 3 is going to be next. Who would you like to see on the show in the future?
Who would I like to see on the show? I'm not really sure. I've seen a lot of people that have come through, and most of those people I would probably suggest that you've already done. So seems like you've beaten me to the punch most of them.
Oh man, I mean, hey, that's fine. That means I'm doing my job. I'm getting as many
Yeah.
people as I can.
Yeah. Like I've seen Gravity cosplays, amazing cosplays. I'm so jealous of them. Like whenever I see those cosplays and the TikToks and all that, I'm just like, how? How do you have the time for this?
Yeah, that's why when I was first like, because like, okay, small story time. So
Sure.
after we interviewed Gravity, I wasn't watching Ruby. I watched like the first 5 episodes, and that was it. That's how new I am to the series as well.
Wow.
But like we did that interview a year ago, a little bit over a year ago now.
Okay.
And after the interview, I was like, oh, I might as well watch it, because like the person who was helping me, because sometimes you have a co-host, also watched Ruby, and like they kind of got me into it a little bit. I was like, okay, cool. And like I watched the whole thing. I got all the way up until like the end of volume 7.
Okay.
And then I started watching it, periodically with everybody else in the world. The whole time I was like, so when's Grim Pira gonna show up? I fully thought that was a canon character. I'm sorry I hit my microphone. But 100%. I was just like,
well, I mean,
it must be at the end of the next episode then. I mean, like, or
we do have the Hound Grim.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a possibility she might be showing up in the future. Though I highly doubt it. And I don't know how I would feel about if they did that.
There are so many theories, like it's nuts, and
you could fill the space between this season and next season, the time with it, just in theories, just on the last volume alone, probably.
Yeah. Which by the time this comes out, it'll be long enough. But just in case, let's not go too deeply into volume 8 a little bit.
Of course.
But yeah, I watched the whole thing. I was like, oh, so that's an original character. Okay. So, and when I was like, oh, I want to cosplay Jean. I was like, I have no, like, my level of talent for that is so small. Like, like I said, I made Springtrap. It's not look that good.
Hey, everyone's got to start somewhere. I didn't make the quest. I know I've got a few cosplays in the past, which I'm like, don't look at this. Oh gosh, it's so bad. I did not do a good job.
Yeah, that was like my first like cosplay to make. I was like, I'm gonna hit the ground running. So I made a whole foam thing, and the body, the arms and the legs look okay. The body's like the chest is the head is too high, the ears are too small. It's like the opposite of a chihuahua,
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It's small head and big ears. It's small ears, big head. Yeah, but I've definitely gotten better because like these are my Jean gloves using
Those
like
are
solo
good.
cup. These are solo cups and like some super glue. Now super glue. It used to just be hot glue, but it just picks off too easily with the fake leather glove. I think it's fake leather. I don't know. I should have checked that before I bought it, but that's a whole other thing. That I think it is pleather though. But yeah, so when I was like, I want to do some Ruby cosplays, and like I have a few. I have like 18 planned now. For a year ago, I was like, if I got to talk to myself a year ago about how many I would slap myself. Like my younger self would slap me like, why do you have so many? I'm like, I don't know. It's mainly alternate universes, 2 characters. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I make especially when quarantine happened, but even before then, I made so many plans. I had like lists of things I was going to get because most of the time when I do a cosplay, I'm not the most creative in actually making things or selling things. I mostly do like a better version of a closet cosplay. Like I find things online and build it from that.
Yeah. Same.
That's what I did for my Archer costumes. That's what I did for most of my May costume. I've done it with a few other things.
Yeah.
I'm slowly working with other things like 3D printers and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm also starting looking to 3D printers as well. Just
they're
like,
not as expensive as the people think, you know.
yeah. It's weird. Like, I was like, oh, like each one of them like $1,000. No, I mean, I found a few that like are like rated pretty well for like 200, 300.
Yeah, and $15 for a spool of plastic that'll last you a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard that like it's like 5 like of like the big spools to make like
Mhm.
an Iron Man, like a whole Iron Man outfit, like a whole Iron Man armor.
That's
At least that's what I heard.
yeah. Well, that's also
Might be-
not counting misprints or anything like that. Because once
Yeah.
that happens, you got to toss that whole thing.
Oh god. That just sounds...
Oh yeah, no. It took us like 4 tries to print the face part of my NCR Ranger helmet.
Mm,
Because
yeah.
it kept misprinting and it kept like screwing up halfway through the print. And it's like, dang, that's 4 hours wasted.
Yeah. So actually, this is a bonus question
Sure.
that I never asked anybody before. Actually, this is not part of the final 3, or technically on final 2 or 1 or whatever.
All
This
right.
is just so is there a 3D printer that you think would be the best for people who are just starting out?
I can't remember the brand of it. My brother is the one that buys all the 3D printers. I work with him and and making the things, but he's bought 2 of the same one, and I wish I could remember what it was. But it was like only like I think at the time like $160, $180 for a 3D printer.
Yeah.
And the one neat thing which he's done, which I still think he's crazy for, but he's actually 3D printed modifications to his 3D printer to give it like a bigger bed, make it go taller. He's in the process of 3D printing his own 3D printer at the moment, which is again insane.
That
He's got it fully worked out. He just needs the motors and the software, apparently. That's what he keeps
Jeez.
telling me. I know, but he's also an electrical engineer, and I won't get into
Oh.
all that. So
Yeah. That's
I
an
don't have the
episode
time for
by
that. I'm
itself.
leaving that to him.
That's an episode by itself.
I'm not getting into all that.
Yeah. But now going back onto the normal track of things.
Sure.
So I'm trying to remember which one I asked. I asked who you wanted on the show. Then we got. Oh right, okay. Now I see where we got to. Okay, so that's all I asked.
No.
Now we're on to the final 2, and it looks like I'm saying it every single time. So, would you ever like to come back onto the show in the future?
I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm happy to hear that because you're scheduled for 18 more things this week. Oh,
I'm gonna have to talk to my bosses about that one.
Yeah, I know. What, you didn't hear? No.
Shoot.
God. But the next question, which is the final one, is going to be, do you have any questions for a future guest?
I'd probably ask a future guest if you were the one interviewing the host, what would you ask them?
What would you ask me? Huh, nice. That kind of just rolls into with the final 4, so I can kind of just mix it in there. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, with that, we are done. So I want. Okay, Spider-Man. Like I have my whole suit just hanging right here, so it was just like, hey, now I'm here too. But thank you so much for being on the show. I highly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And don't forget to follow our lovely guests on all the social media platforms. And at least I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.